Alrighty guys, welcome to my second Age of Empires 3 video. This time it's another 2-on-2, but it's on unknown, which means we have no idea what the map looks like. Because it's unknown, scouting will be a high priority and smart map control. Anyway, I start off immediately. I notice there's one herd to my right, plenty of silver mines near me, and lots of trees. Trees, snow, don't look like it'll be a problem. Food immediately concerns me. I start off by grabbing the treasure right near me. I don't even think I look to see what it is. At this point, you can tell I'm just looking around, getting a feel for the herds. Yes. I see two herds. Slightly worried. 2 people, 2 herds. Probably not enough food. For any expansion or attack, I'm going to need to have a steady income of food, and it can't be one that's going to deplete quickly because both Red and I are eating. Red's my teammate this game, and we're fighting blue and purple. So I start off immediately. I built the house. I think I'm gonna try to do like a 10 villager age up or 11 villager age up, whatever number it is. I want to age a lot faster than I did the last game. Last game I noticed I had 2 glaring weaknesses. I didn't build a market, which in a more competitive game would kill me immediately. Second age and third age, it really put me behind production wise. And second, I aged up really slow, especially for a civilization like Russia. So I want to negate those disadvantages this game and age faster. Let's see what's going on here. Some aging. I think those are all the villagers I'm going to make. Yeah, so I'm going to age up with 11. Anyway, at this point, I'm scouting the map. You can see me type yuck in the chat because I'm very concerned. I don't see any food. I'm looking around. Those 2 herds between us, that one spot of food between us, I don't think is going to last that much longer. It lasts for a while, but I don't know how much longer it's going to last. Generally, neither of us have bumped into lots of food on the map, so I'm concerned about it. Anyway, notice I put my villagers on the herd that he didn't put his on. I figured at least short term that would help alleviate the pressure of us being such close neighbors. It's good that we are such close neighbors, though. It's also bad that we're close neighbors. If we're close neighbors, it means the enemy is close neighbors. On the bright side, being close neighbors means we're going to be harder to attack. So that's another reason why I wanted to age fast. I didn't want to be as slow to age, especially if one of them is fast to age, or if they put up like 10 towers like the last people did. Not sure what's going on. I don't think I've taken the time to look at their decks yet. Notice I almost click on that treasure and then I realized, nope, right now I need to find herds. It's my only priority. I didn't really mess with treasures this game, you know. While treasures can be a tremendous game changer and really give you a boost in the early game, finding herds was the priority here. Anyway, see me look at my town center. I am going to age with 4 cows this time, and the reason why it is a 4 cows, I'm going to age with 4 cows, is because there is no food on the map. There's tons of trees. And I think that's the thing you have to realize. Having the options, while cows might be good in some instance, it really does depend on which map you're in. There was a crate of 500 food, but I did have a herd. I did see that herd right there. I didn't need to go for the food. The cows would have been the right choice, and they were. Totally. Also, I do have a 700 wood shipment. I don't need to ship 500 on top of that. It seems superfluous. Send out my cows. I think I waited a little bit too long to age. I probably could have been aging a few seconds before. That was just stupid. Now I take the chance to go look at my opponent's deck. He's got a generic deck. I look at my other opponent. Also a very generic deck. Like I said, this is all very, very low level stuff. I'm playing at the very lowest levels of the game at this point. However, I'll be bringing you higher rated matches as the series continue and my rank rises, because I'm going to play people at whatever level my rank is at. So, I send those 4 villagers off to go to that herd a little bit early, but I was hoping by having half my villagers on one herd and half my villagers on the other herd, I could delay the movement to farm. I know 3 minutes, 4 minutes into a game, it's way too early to talk about farms, except that in my head, since I'm a treaty player, it was already clicking that this was a necessity. 2 herds isn't going to sustain me for much longer than the opening 10 minutes, maybe. So I need to get that 10 minutes, but I need to be advised and be prepared. There seems to be lots of small lakes, which is okay. I was really worried when I first saw the water that there was one giant lake. I didn't really want to do naval warfare. It makes it complicated, but there is no giant lake, so it's okay. We got it under control. I do a really fast age up, and I got a villager going to build a I got a villager walking over, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I have a villager walking over, going to be in the area I want to build a blockhouse in. Actually, I thought there was trees there. I didn't realize there was no resources. I age up. I got my 2 shipments. I saved. I sent my cows back. I think I'm gonna send wood and food, and just prepare for a generic Strelets thing. Traditional wisdom would say that if you're aging up fast and foregoing resources, you should send the men first and attack, which would be traditionally true. However, I aged before them. Their score was much lower. The map was big and confusing. It was unknown. I felt like there was no way they were going to attack us soon. I felt like having the resources and being able to, once I started my attack, keep it up continually would have been much wiser than just rushing out some men now, especially since both of the people we are playing is French. The French villagers are much harder to kill than normal villagers. Under no circumstances should you use the French villagers as soldiers, but you can use the French villagers to some success to warding off basic attacks. You'll see more of that later. Notice I keep production up. That's very important. I waited a little bit to age, and then I got production going right again. And that was really just for cards. I mean, you think about it, I probably lost 200 resources maybe by aging, or 300, whatever. But I gained resources immediately by being able to age and get the cards. So I think actually what I did was a much smarter choice, and I'll remember that for future. Even if I'm not planning to rush, aging up faster, 1, makes me seem more formidable, 2, allows me to get cards. It's simply just a smart way to go. Because if you get 2 shipments by the time you age, that's 1,400 resources, or 700 resources and 13 men, which is a phenomenal thing. Russia can't send villagers, by the way. That's one thing to note. I never will have the option to send villagers, but that's okay, because I find resources and making villagers myself to be quite fine. At this point, I do make a livestock pen. Notice that I'm sitting on about 2,000 food worth of beef. I have 4 heads of cattle there. And it's very important that I build a livestock pen and I turn that into an advantage. It fattens very slowly without a livestock pen. It fattens very quickly with a livestock pen. Making that livestock pen and being able to eat those cows quickly will help alleviate me when I need to move to farms. Notice I built a market there. I corrected my earlier mistake. Now that I'm in building a blockhouse, I send the 13 men. They're still in age 1. They must be going for a much stronger economy and probably trying to jump up straight to fortress age and then turtle. But hopefully I'll be able to get enough pressure on them quickly enough to ruin their plans. I build the market. I immediately buy all 3 tier 1 upgrades. I want to just get the basic boon. If it becomes more of a stalemate or it becomes a little bit more longer term, I will revisit the market and buy the tier 2 upgrades, but at the moment tier 1 was fine. I didn't really think about the market again. I get my 13 Strelets and I immediately start marching to their town. They're in age 1. I assume kind of in my head that they have towers or some shenanigan. I don't know why you'd still be in age 1 at this point. It's almost 8 minutes into the game. That's a pretty slow age up from age 1, you know. Generally getting to age 2 is a much wiser choice than being slow. Anyway, I shift-click all the Strelets into one army. That way, I don't have to wait for them to catch up. And I start circling his town. I didn't want to walk generically from the front. That's just a generic, simple tip you gotta know. But this point it starts lagging. I think somebody lags out. But let me talk about that tip I was talking about. In general, if you walk from the front, that's going to be the direction you're going to expect to attack 9 times out of 10. Walking around to the side generally is a much more effective place to attack, and it kind of gets to the belly of the economy. Because when you plan out your town or you build your buildings, generally you think of the top area as the area, or the area between you and your enemy as the area that will be attacked. In this instance, I kind of try to come in from the side a little bit, just so I can maybe pick off some villagers if they're on a mine, or on a herd, or on wood. And you'll see what happens. That's a smart thing to do. The game's lagging at this point, but then it gets up. My teammate quits here. I did not know that my teammate quit here. I actually keep going on with the attack. It really would have helped me to know that my teammate quit. I was an idiot here in many regards. It was probably good that I didn't know my teammate quit, by the way, because if I knew my teammate quit, I probably would have quit myself. But I didn't quit, and you'll see, it actually makes victory, in my mind, all the better. I spoiled it. I do win this, by the way. mainly just because I play well, I think. But it's now a 2-on-1, which isn't fair, but it's okay. I think I can handle it. I kind of come, like I said, from the underbelly. I see him building a barrack. I immediately get all my villagers shooting on the villager that's building it. I want to make him think, alright, I have to build this barracks. Instead of doing the smart thing, take walking a villager backwards 5 steps and building a different barracks. I want him to think I have to build this barracks. But I killed a villager there. Purple using his villagers to fight me, not a smart move. Courier des Bois, I believe. Courier des Bois, I believe they're. I'm not good with the French, I'm sorry. They can resist raiding to some extent, but they should never be used in front army. He should have called Minutemen, he should have built towers, he should have done something. Also, something to keep in mind with using Courier des Bois, I'm sorry, lack of pronunciation. As soldiers is one, you can only train one of them at a time, and they're your economic unit. Each villager that he killed, he's losing an economic unit, and he's losing the time he invested into making them. That's going to give me a huge advantage over him, and by using them as soldiers, Purple basically muted himself. Now, since Red quit because there was a little bit of lag, obviously they thought they had the hand up. They thought, you know what, we're gonna get it. I didn't know that Red had quit at this point. I didn't. You'll see. I realized like 3 or 4 minutes later. I just keep going on with the attack, thinking, no, Red will back me up any day now. I think later you'll see me tell Red to attack because I didn't realize it. Anyway, at this point I destroy the barracks, and my herding's going well. Notice I had to build a farm there. Cows aren't ready yet, and I wanted to have some place to just few villagers onto, and I start destroying Purple's town center. And Purple quits. And at this point, it's awesome. I'm looking at Red. I see some musketeers. I tell him to attack there. I still didn't know that he had quit. I will realize it much later. Anyway, I immediately march on to Blue. I don't want him to gain any traction. Even if I had known that Red had quit, it would have been the right move to go attack Blue regardless, to get the pressure on him, and there we go. I shoot him first just because I can, and I had never seen that dog before, or maybe I had seen it, I just hadn't seen it in H1. I think it's a lot, or in vanilla. I think it's a lot smaller in the Asian Dynasties, which is what I normally play. But, I don't play Rush, I play Anyway, again, he's using, I think he's using villagers as soldiers, which is a really stupid idea. He's losing all that production, and for every villager I kill, he's losing the time he put into making the villager, which is going to set him back. I'm just generically making villagers and keeping up the pressure. He's using these villagers to fight. Do they kill me? Yes. But if I lose 10 Strelets and he loses 4 villagers, he took the much greater loss than me. Also, Strelets cost, I think, about, let's see, cost me about 400 to make a batch thing. No. 475 to make a batch of 10. It means it cost me about 47, 50, we'll say 50 resources a head, right? His villagers cost 10 or 100 resources a head. Under no circumstances should you let your more valuable units die to less valuable units, you know? That's just common sense. He should have hidden his town center, made them all build a tower. There was things he could have done to decimate me. Anyway, he ages up to H2. I think very soon I'm going to realize that Red has quit, because I see his idle villagers, and I look over at him. I think, I'm not sure. I sent fast training, because at this point, I've sent all my crates, I've sent my men. I didn't want Cossacks for whatever reason. I just felt like they weren't needed this game. I look at my farm. I think I'd build another one, maybe? I'm thinking about building another one. I'm waiting. I'm kind of stockpiling some men. I've gotten the advantage. I've killed some of Blue's men. My economy's going well. I'm making men quickly. The coin accidentally arrived at the blockhouse. Here's where I realized, by the way, that Red quit. I forgot to switch the waypoint back to the town center so I could grab it quicker, but it doesn't make a huge long-term effect. Notice at this point, cows are done. I'm going to send 4 villagers very soon, if not now. I should have sent them already. You'll notice I don't play great all the time. I make a lot of mistakes. I should send 4 villagers immediately to the cows the minute they're done. It was on the back of my mind. I think I built another farm first, get some villagers on it, and here I notice the cows are done? Yeah, and here I go. Now, you may not know this, but villagers have different rates of gathering. The slowest rate is from berry bushes, the fastest rate is from livestock. Farms are a happy medium. So getting the food from cows is awesome because I'm going to get food from them faster than I would anywhere else. And I have 2,000 food stored up that way. So it's going to be a very, very effective thing. Also, I have a good amount of coins. I immediately just start picking off these villagers one at a time. Notice I moved my army there so all the soldiers could fire at once. I leave the 5 musketeers on the top left to fight there and kind of hold them off, but then I accidentally dragged them in. I didn't mean to do that. I find that I drag click over my units rather than just addressing the army as a whole with my hotkey, which is definitely a mistake I need to get over. I go back, I keep making more units, especially this is a one-on-one, even though I figured I got this game in the bag, I don't want to risk it, I want to keep production up. I accidentally start burning houses, and then I realize, nope, I need to kill those men. He has Minutemen, finally a smart decision, much smarter than sending warriors after me. You can tell by the health of the Minutemen, he conquered them right after I left last time, which is bad. Minutemen lose their health points, which means that those Minutemen were a one-hit kill on all of them, which is great. I keep making more men just so I can keep up the pressure on him. He's got a barracks somewhere, but it's not a big deal. At this point, I have overwhelming numbers in this town. If you're attacking in age 2, totally use your men to kill buildings. I got a comment on my last video asking about China attacking India's fort in the Age of Dynasties. My answer to this is, if you're going to face a building that powerful, attack them either with overwhelming numbers, attack them from the other side, or wait till you get to Age 3 and use artillery. Mortars really make sieging buildings like town centers, barracks, walls, outposts really easy. So, I attack with military men because it's quick. I'm trying to rush them. It's age 2. I'm trying to turn all my men into units, take them off. Notice the minute I realize where the barracks is, I leave. Now, he sends his men out. I just start shooting. It's madness. I have a huge advantage here over him. Here's his advantage. He didn't let his men just stand there and fire. You're going to see that a few times. His horses ran around, his men walked around, and all the time I shot at them, it really enabled me to kill them without taking losses. And that was a huge mistake by him, and you'll see why. You'll get a better example of that soon. So I'm sieging his barracks. I believe some men come watch. His men walk by. I shoot his men. I think I kill 2 or 3 of his men before they start fighting back. And that's simply a huge advantage. If you're building under siege and you're making men for it, you just want them to appear right in front of it and shoot. Set your waypoint as active builders. Those men, they start walking. They're getting shot before they shoot back. I'm keeping a consistent stream of buildings. Generally, it'd be smarter to build a forward base closer to their thing. I could have at this point. I had the resources to. But I didn't. See, look right there. His men walk all the way over there. By the time they turn around and fire, 2 of the 5 are dead. The 3rd and 4th of them had damage on it. It really gave me a huge advantage. At this point, Blue quits and I beat a 2-on-1. And I asked why Red quit. It didn't occur to me at the time that it was because of that brief lag we had. But anyway, so victory's mine. I'm going to take a quick look at the post game. Notice I had the most resources, the most units. Generally, the person with the most resources can afford to have the most units. That's generally a smart way to go. Notice I had mostly food. My army's mostly food. My resources, my villagers were proportionally put onto food. I didn't spend much on improvements, and Blue did. And I think improvements are helpful, must be bought in long-term games, short-term games. Beyond the basic improvements, don't worry about it if you're trying to rush. I had the most military units. A negative kill ratio is fine because I was rushing. And notice, here's what I want to show you. Villager count. I stopped to age, and I stopped for some other reason. But other than that, I keep making villagers, which led to my victory. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you want more.